if I see a can't, a don't, or won't, I'll change that. I'll change that into a solution.
When I first arrived here in this after summer break in 2013, it was quite weird for me to adjust to. I mean, like the first time mom and dad left me, I always had a big feeling in my stomach that this was something new, and I'm out on my own now, and I don't see my friends from high school anymore. And I sometimes miss them. We were really good friends back when I was in high school. I wasn't really that much of a chatty. I was always pretty shy, pretty quiet. But I mean, with college right now, it's pretty much has changed me from being shy to being very outgoing. I really like it here. I have good friends, and I've always liked to start a band, and sometimes I feel a little bit overwhelmed like I was talking about earlier, but I don't let that bother me. I just like to be happy all the time.
It's a little scary switching to a 4-year school because it's so big and there's a lot more people. So yeah, it was a little intimidating. In the beginning it was definitely a little like I was just trying to learn the ropes, so to speak. The program, they're there to support you, but they're on you. It's on you to get the job done, and you have to put your own effort into it. So I kind of feel like I'm under pressure a little bit too. You have to do a lot of things on your own. So sometimes it takes a little, shall we say, kick in the pants to get things done.
During my 4 years in high school, I did all 4 years in marching band and drumline. Well, first off, for college, I think I'm planning on producing my own music digitally, music that I think will sound good. I even think about it in my head. So the more I listen to it, the better it sounds. The more training I get from some friends of mine, the better the chances I have of making my own playlist or a mixtape or something. And I could look up to being a producer. If I keep this up.
I like to think that I am a good person. I'm a hard worker. I spend most of my time just chilling, listening to music, and just thinking about life and, what I want to do. At first, I really didn't know where to go or where to expect when I first got here. I was a little scared. It was all new to me. It was like I was in a new environment. I was worried that I might not get used to the whole situation.
I'm a senior at Eastern. My major is creative writing. I started writing stories probably in high school. I like to write fantasy stories mostly. The creative writing ones were a lot of fun because I got to write my own stories. And I like being able to do that. What motivates me to write is probably just because it's fun and it's something I really like to do. Because I feel like I express myself better in writing than face to face.
I really like the old style music, like music from the 60s and 70s, as well as the late 50s. And I do like a couple of artists like John Denver, Gordon Lightfoot, Johnny Cash, and whenever I'm down south I like to listen to bluegrass and country because I feel more at home out in the country, pretty much at a farm or near rail lines, and I usually like the peace and quiet out there.
Before we moved to our current house, we lived in another house just a few miles away and just further down the shore of Lake St. Clair. And in the basement of that old house, which was from 1994 to 97, Dad had built a 4-track layout, and I had those little trains and those videos, and I was really into those trains, like hearing the sounds of them and seeing them move and the looks of them. I was really, I was hooked. I always liked to hear whistles and steam escaping, hearing the rods clank. I was just hooked, and I really enjoyed the layout downstairs that he had, and it was a lot of fun. And I was still like 2 years old, or 1 or 2 years old, when I saw that layout, but I do remember it in great detail. Even after these years, I still remember those images.
I've made some friends at the D Zone by the Student Center. We've been playing some games, Call of Duty or Smash Brothers and pool, Pokemon, and a little bit of everything in between.
Here they are. Found them. There you go. Keep your hands up if you are down. Down for you then. You're down your hands up.
Like these fuse are connected to the bottom here, and those two, that my center channel and my sub's connected to that. So I go online, just read about the product, learn how to set it up, using the instruction manual. Sometimes I don't even need it, pretty much know the basics of it. So I always wanted to like have this when I was younger, when I was a young age. I used to take untangled cords from speakers and everything, hook them up to the right, connect them right into the receiver, make sure it sounds good, and double check, make sure that everything sounds perfect. I was young, I used to break things sometimes. As I got a little older, grew older, I learned how to fix it, do it by myself. Get that detail and more. Get like a true sound effect, and the effects in the back of me, or watching movies, also playing music. It's just great a variety of sound. And when I play songs, different types of songs, this is what I like to do. Just make me think about things when I'm in the past, like issues I'm dealing with, just exit that out of my head, and just be chilling. 2, 3. I just be in my own world, pretty much. Yeah.
These posters can pretty much tell you that I'm a huge geek. So I like video games, anime, manga. Anything geeky, there's a good chance I like it. My favorite anime, that's really, really hard. Because I like a lot of different anime, but if I had to pick one that I've always watched, it would probably be Full Metal Alchemist. That's one that I've been into since high school. So I think what I liked about Full Metal Alchemist was I really liked the characters and how diverse they were. And I really liked the main character, Edward, because the journey he goes through, it's a very twisted coming of age story, so to speak. And he learns the consequences of his actions really quick. And he grows, he has to mature really quickly. Adapt to dealing with having automail and learning and being this really young soldier, basically. And how people perceive him, essentially.
Then when I got in high school, I found out that I had Asperger's. So that was kind of new to me. But I didn't let my shyness get the best of me. I still hung out with some of my friends. Still talked with them. Still went out, ate with them, and played music with them. So even though I have the Asperger's syndrome, I don't let that bother me. The only thing that does stop me is my nervousness, but that ever so rarely happens. On the plus side, I have expanded brain power and intelligence. So the more I learn, the more mature I get. And the more mature I get, the better I feel good about myself. I've been more productive in just being myself, and not being too worried all the time. I just have to be myself, respect myself, love myself, and I can elevate myself to a higher standard.
I've always thought about looking at myself in the future as a great steam preservationist of how to plan steam train events, and I've always liked to bring back steam to America's railroads, and I've always thought of seeing it right outside my window wherever I move to, and I just like I really do like steam trains. I just would hate it if they were scrapped.
What I do is sometimes when I get sounds, I would just like to replicate the sounds and by just recreating a scene of what you would hear from those sounds. So what I do was sort of like find a route that's just pretty mountainous and or terrain friendly, and just I would actually pick out the engines I would have or the consist, and then I find a spot that was suitable for listening to the sounds and replicating the image, and just sort of like putting the sound and the image all together. Right back there, you can see the amount of steam of train DVDs I have. Like there's some of the Western Maryland, and there's other steam engines, other famous steam excursions. It's quite a lot. Yeah, you can hear out there those train horns, and Sometimes I just wish it was a steam engine instead of a diesel. I mean, you could hear the rumbling outside of a diesel going by. In fact, one of my songs that I wrote was pretty much about the area across the tracks. Like, you know how there's not much crime going on this side, but on that side there's crime.
I guess I got into cosplay probably in high school, though I didn't really actively pursue it until I actually started going to conventions, and then I just kept getting more and more into it. Because I can't actually sew, so I had to learn to do research and find people who are willing to make these outfits for me without breaking my bank account. Because it is an expensive hobby. I mean, you would think costumes are easy, but no, not easy and not cheap. Because there's one of my costume dresses, like my steam-powered giraffe cosplay, that was probably my most expensive, about $165. And I guess I just like cosplaying because it's fun to become these characters and be someone else for a day. And just, I love it when people like take my picture and they say that I look really cool, because it makes you feel good, you know, because they appreciate that you're taking the time to look like this character and just put your effort into it, and it's fun. It's just fun more than anything else, and I like doing it with my friends because we can all dress up as characters from the same thing and be like a big group. Yeah, a lot of people like it. They're like, "Oh my god, you're like Mini Raven." I'm like, I try. It was kind of fun going out with people over because when regular people got on and they see all these people in costumes and they're like, "What?" It's pretty funny. I mean, there was one time I was able to cut through the casino because I went by myself once. So I was able to just go through the casino, but the looks on people's faces, oh my god, pure gold.
Yeah.
Dear God. Especially when I was dressed as Raven, they looked at me like I'm a psychotic. I'm like, do you not see the combat? Get over it. So yeah, I'm really excited for Memphis Media Expo. Can't wait. Why can't it be April already? I don't want it to be April because then it would be crunch time.
I once played musical instruments when I was 13, when I started out with a banjo, and then sort of kind of got into the guitar thing. I started playing guitar when I was 14 years old, and I actually took guitar lessons with a guy named Adam, who was once part of a band called Badfinger. And I started singing when I was in 11th grade, but before that, I've always been in those musical plays, and sometimes I would just feel so nervous. The first time I played all by myself was in 2013. It was weeks before I graduated when I performed at a talent show, and I played Green Day's Good Riddance. And when I was done playing, everybody was cheering for me, and it was something that I always liked to feel like. And it felt like a new start for me, like the first chapter of my musical career.
So I couldn't speak until I was 5. I couldn't talk. I just wanted to say anything. I was nervous, scared. I didn't know what to do. I felt like I was by myself, you know. I really didn't care about what went on. First I thought people didn't care. I felt like I'd be ignored by people if I had this. I felt like I didn't matter. Yeah, I just felt all alone by myself. I felt like I was gonna be all alone. Felt nobody, have nobody I around to care about me, anything. I didn't think I ever existed sometimes. I didn't know if as I didn't exist, like, I didn't know people didn't pay attention to me, you know. People didn't talk at all. They feel like I couldn't talk, so. I was so quiet and everything. That's why I thought maybe this is it. Maybe I just cut off communication with people. I just wouldn't listen to me at all. That's what I thought. Because mostly I was by myself all the time. Really didn't like to be bothered at times. Just get on with my day and get all my work done and just chill.
Last semester was it was pretty hard for me because I took a class called Music Fundamentals, and it was really tough, and so tough I thought about it the whole semester, and it really put a lot of stress on me. So but I'm glad I survived it, and I'm doing well this semester. It's pretty normal for some students to actually feel that way, especially those with autism. They just need some a comfort or relaxation time during those times, and it would be really great if I knew how to do those things.
Yeah, I wrote a children's book for my intro to children's lit class last semester about a girl who has autism, and her autism is represented by a pet dragon that follows her around. It reflects her emotions and stuff, so it's sort of a metaphorical representation, I guess. Yeah.
Used to observe how people talk to people, how people have a conversation, how they listen to one person in the conversation. I just be wondering why they do it, how they do it. Okay. Other people, they just they'll talk. Sometimes they'll talk if they really know the person, or try to get to know them. It's just amazing that one person just listen to another person in a conversation that they're just talk about anything what's on their, see what's on their mind and everything. I was like, wow. Just wish I could do the same thing back then. Yeah, basically I really didn't think people would listen. People would listen to me. Because people just talk about other things, talk over you. That also bothered me as well. I listened to one person, they had what they gotta say, they should do the same thing. When I get a chance, people talk to other people. Some people will listen, some people will talk to other people, just don't want to hear from me at all. That's how I saw it. Yeah, and it bothered me. That bothered me for a long time.
Well, my childhood was kind of challenging, because as I was growing up, when I was younger, I was it was hard trying to figure myself out. Trying to make friends, trying to go overcome my anger problems and what could be done about it. But as I kept growing up and older, I got more mature and started opening out my shell, if you will.
Social anxiety is overwhelming. Usually what triggers it is being like one-on-one with like someone or like a small group of people. That can set it off. Like, it's funny, like when I'm walking around at a convention with tons of people, I could care less. But it's like if I'm in like a group of friends, like a small group of friends, or if I'm like one-on-one with someone, that's when I get really, really, really nervous. And that's when it starts setting in. It feels kind of overwhelming. I mean, I can keep it down to a degree, but it's always there. It's like I just get really, really nervous and I start sweating like crazy and I just, like my heart starts racing and it just feels bad. I don't like it. If someone asks me about it, like it's hard to talk about it without feeling a little bit offended because I don't know what they're asking and stuff like that. And like social cues and overreaction, those are two things that come with my particular disorder, and some people don't understand that. So you really have to like break down what you're saying to me so I understand it. And not just like come at me. Well, I guess I just started talking to people. Like usually like in the lounge I'd see people like playing video games, like I'd walk up and say hi, like ask what game they're playing, that kind of thing, and I guess one thing led to another and I kind of found my group of friends with like Matt and Gage and Susie and those guys. I just made really good friends with them. I really like hanging out with them. And they like me, so yeah.
Instead of you saying right here, because what does culture have to do with, you don't talk really about culture throughout your paper, but you talk about white and black. So I would mention, so why are there mixed races if there's black and white, and how the evolutionary traits play into effect with that. Breathe, hands down, breathe. Alec, if you, look at me. Don't look at anybody else, look at me. If you need an extension on this paper, we talk to your mentor and we get you an extension, and then maybe we set time up with your professor to talk about it.
Okay, can I just email him?
Email who?
My professor.
What are you gonna ask your professor? Talk it out, because right now you are really worked up and you're filled with anxiety, and so I wanna be sure that it's not the emotion that you're basing the email off of, that you're gonna have a rational question where you're going to have something to ask him in your email. So what are you going to write your professor?
I don't know. I'm trying hard to think.
I'm not, and that's what I'm not trying to say that you're not thinking. That's not what I'm doing. I'm trying to pull out your thoughts and then put it into a paper. I can't write your paper for you, right?
Yeah.
That's not my role as a mentor. It's to help you, whatever's going on up here, to put it in the paper. But if this is boggled and it's jumbled and you're having trouble, that happens from time to time. And in situations like that, we have to figure out what the next steps are. So do you think that maybe you need extra time to complete the assignment? That if you had extra time to think and review over your notes, that would be one option? Or do you not know the material? Are you confused about what you're supposed to write about, and we ask your professor for help?
I am so confused. I need some help.
Math, I got a B. English, I got an A. So, doing pretty good in those classes. I'm struggling a little bit in non-verbal, but I'm picking it up, you know. Because I think I haven't really, understood the fundamentals of it. It was kind of difficult for me to just get to know how nonverbal works. It was some challenging topics that I thought I understood, but I really didn't. It's very interesting. You get to learn like the nonverbal way of how a person communicates, like such as emotion, how people view other people through judgments, assumptions, like showing like emotions and stuff. Just communicating non-verbally, in a way that matters, a way that a person understands. I've been studying this past week for this test, hoping that I passed it. So I studied really hard. Just not gonna give up.
Well, so far my classes are pretty off to a good start right now. Well, before break they were pretty consistent, and after break things are starting to struggle a little bit. But all I have to do is for now is just talk with my professors and see what we can compromise with. Well, the struggling is kind of tough to settle with. So some of my professors advised that some extra credit is in position. Once we talk amongst it, we can come up with something to fix my grades. It partially has to do with some of the exams. Like, for instance, two of my classes, African American Literature and African American Studies, both exams. One exam I got both exams I got D pluses on. I think I may have been too anxious about it. Either I didn't study enough, or maybe I haven't described enough information, or maybe I just locked down on some extra information that I could have added in. But at the end of it all, something good will come my way.
Well, yesterday, I just relaxed really and dealt with some drama with a friend. We were talking on Facebook about stuff, and then apparently what happened is she was talking to friends of her friends when they were talking about autism, and she brought up like, oh, I know someone with nonverbal learning disorder, and they told her that what my particular disability isn't on the spectrum. I got kind of mad at her because I was kind of completely in shock that she was saying these things, and I told her that I am on the spectrum. I've been professionally diagnosed since 2nd grade. And she was like, first she said she believed me, and then what really offended me is what she followed up with when she said, like, well, I believe you, but if that isn't true, you should be careful about your self-diagnosis. And I got very mad, and I admit, I swore at her, I exploded. I got very, very angry. And she was like, whoa, calm down. She was basically trying to play it off as being concerned and wanting to know more, but the way she said what she said just hurt me very much. And I don't know why someone wouldn't believe me. I mean, admittedly, there is a debate as to whether or not NVLD is on the spectrum of autism. I don't deny that, but it just hurt that she wouldn't believe me.
Have you ever dealt with this kind of thing before?
Not like this. This was very unexpected, very shocking and hurtful. And I'm sad because I lost a good friend. Sorry. Because we were friends for a while. I really liked hanging out with her, but when she said that stuff, it just hurt. And then I feel like an asshole because I exploded at her. And so I don't know what to feel. Sorry.
All right.
Yeah, I'm like in a bad mood when I'm upset. I just think about the problems in my life how I can relate to this. And make sure like it just makes me feel kind of better when I think about it. Now I don't think about things. And like it means a lot. Like in the past when I had a girlfriend, when I was dealing with my ex, I always play this song. It was mad, sweet. That's like the beat to
I pray for him,
send a
every day
message.
for him. He'll smile at me, make a face for him. I'm trying to be a real friend to you, now I'm wishing that we get lost. We was only 15 at your mama house, clicked over, hold up this call. Phone ringing, damn, it's my dog. Thinking like, how the fuck he know y'all? In the same breath, started hiking sad to myself. I'm just in my feelings. It's not a bad thing, babe. It's nice to have someone that understands me, babe. Cause we're the real thing, babe. I really love the fact that you can feel me, babe. Sometimes I'm in my feelings.
If I'm angry at something, I think about it, and if it's humorous, I laugh a little bit. But if it's turned against me, I just think of some sly things to say, like, hey, what's wrong with you, man? You weird or something? Yeah, I'll be like, I'm having fish tonight. Or something random, and then I just walk away. Of course they won't get it, but that's the way I roll. The more I revisit the past, the more I think about what I've been done to better respect myself and my friends and the people around me. So the more I respect them, the more I respect me, and that's what makes the world go round. Showing respect.
What I like to do if I felt overwhelmed, I would sometimes go exercise, like go out for runs, running around campus, because I do like to keep in shape. And sometimes if I really felt stressed out, I would sometimes go to the rec and lift some weights and just letting that the tension let go.
In fact, I was captain on the cross-country team in my senior year, and then I kind of got into the tracks distance, and at first I didn't want to do track because it was too fast for me, but after people talking to me about it, I finally thought about it, and I was saying, hey, I was just thinking, I want in. And I became captain of in my senior year, in my second time that I did track. And I didn't run just because I wanted to win. I just ran just to stay in shape and just have people look at me as a leader in just how to work hard, and I was kind of like inspiring for them.
I met my friends mostly like in a lounge. First time I got here. So I used to come in there, just listen to music. They looked like it was a fun group to be around, so go out, went out to a few parties, had a good time. You know, we just chilled. It's pretty good. Saying hi to people got easy for me. People would like smile at me to say hi, how's it going? They'll start the conversation. Some people I know, they'll start the conversation first then. That's how they start. I say hi, how's it going? Maybe just do a conversation starter. That was the easy part. It was a little difficult at the time back then, but that got easy for me. Yeah, but when I'm with friends, they'll ask me, ask me what's been going on, how I'm doing. I just think about, it still makes me think about my future to be girlfriend, everything. And listen to this.
Did any of you guys get the new 3DS or no? You got it?
Yeah, the Majora's Mask one.
Oh. Oh man. You had to wait. You waited until 8 in the morning.
I got there at 6:30, knowing that there would be other people lining up. There were already 5 people in front of me at that point at 6:30 in the morning.
Wow.
So there was like 1 degree outside.
Well, you know what? It was worth it.
Yeah, because they sell for like $450.
400 bucks. My God.
Follow the ACC on Facebook and learn the facts about autism spectrum disorder.
You can see there, that's my brother there. And here's boys cross country. There I am with right behind another guy and my teammate Devin Treat. And there I am saying, I had the huge bond with my teammates. I'm really going to miss everyone. And sometimes friends that I've known from middle school, who were best friends with my brother, they kind of looked at me and my brother as their brothers too. And sometimes, you know how friends become brothers. And one guy actually wrote me a letter and just simply said that he was my other brother. And these are all different kinds of comments, like this one, like, Alec, you are such a talented person in music and athletics. Good luck with everything, Sarah Van Luvender. And here's another one saying, Alec, you are awesome. You are one of the best singers I know, David Webb. I still look at those comments these days, just so are reminders that I'm not alone. And if any of my friends are watching this, I would just like to say thank you. I really do miss every one of you, and we really were really great friends, and I was always very cool around you guys. And these days I still remember you. So I hope that with all my heart you guys keep on improving and set your goals and try to reach it with all your heart, because my heart is always with you. Thank you.
Oh, when you're sitting there in your silk upholstered chair, talking to some rich folks that you know. Well, I hope you don't see me in my ragged company. Oh, you know I could never be alone. Take me down, little Susie, take me down. I know you think you're the queen of the underground. Send me dead flowers every morning. Send me dead flowers by the mail. Send me dead flowers to my wedding. And I won't forget to put roses on your grave. Oh, take me down, little Susie, take me down.
Oh my goodness, he stayed up the whole night. Wow. No wonder why he's so tired. Beautiful. Put the cover in the birdcage. You put the cover on the birdcage so he will tweet. Nice. Nothing. Did you get a new phone? She knocked out. Yeah, she's really, really tired.
You will see many wonderful musical acts. And tonight, of course, is no exception. We have